So absolutely, we need to break that lie that says, oh, if I reach out, it's going to get way worse for me. No, you need to speak up. You need to reach out and get the help you deserve.
And that's just not so for parents, but you're actually asking classmates. That's one of the issues, is that the classmates need to be empowered and courageous to stand up and call it out. Because, you know, we've seen that, you know, on YouTube, the things where there's being, you know, fights, and they're all, you know, filming it. It's posted on Facebook and YouTube immediately. And I'm shocked. I saw one, I'm like, they were all standing there as this girl was getting beaten.
Yeah.
All doing nothing.
Yeah.
That's, I think,
that's
is really
just
key.
it. In today's day and age,
Right?
bullying has taken on a new face. Cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Talk about cyberbullying.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, as soon as cell phones are used and they throw it up on YouTube, yeah, it's a whole nother
They're calling
dimension.
Facebook the playground bully.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, MSN, ratemyteacher.com.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying is huge, it's prevalent. And you know, you brought up the bystander, classmates speaking up. Now, this is where we can really tackle cyberbullying, because so many students are online, they're seeing inappropriate content, and they need to learn to flag it, to report it, so they can get rid of that stuff.
Right. And just to clarify too, and I think this is where cyberbullying becomes very, very intimidating. It's not physical violence. Like we hear the classic bullying, you know, getting beaten up in the playground. That's not the big bullying anymore. It's the rumors, gossip, threats, posting pictures, all of these things. These are, and I hate to say it, girls are really
They're the worst
buying
in
to
this
this
area.
bullying. Where is that coming from?
I'm so glad you said girls are the worst.
Hey, I'll take it.
Let's talk, Anthony. Let's talk.
I wanted to say it, but I thought I can't say it.
Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, because you got weapons on your feet.
I know.
She's got weapons on her feet.
No, you're among friends, Anthony. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know,
Yeah.
Say what you got to say.
Unfortunately, it's true that, especially with the social bullying and the cyberbullying, I mean, guys get involved too, but the girls can be nasty. And when I'm speaking to principals of schools, they're like, we need you to get to our school because the grade 7s and 8s, the girls are being vicious. And that's where I need to jump in. It's funny, with cyberbullying, I was speaking to someone the other day, and they said, you know, when I was growing up, it was the physical bullying. It was being beat up after school that you were scared of. These days, not such a big deal. It's on the computer, you know. And I looked at this person and I said, well, let me ask you a question. If someone took a picture of your face and then they took a pornographic image and they put your face on that pornographic image, they put it up on Facebook, they sent it out to all your friends as a group, and after 24 hours, there's 500 people that are part of that group looking at that picture saying all this stuff about you, how would you feel about that? And it was kind of this, oh, right. Cyberbullying is so destructive, but there's hope. The good thing about cyberbullying is there is always evidence. There's an electronic report. So anytime you come across anything, a threat, some harassment, sexting, which is a sexual harassment over a text message, what you need to do is you need to save it, do not delete it. You need to print it out if it's possible, and then bring it to the right person.
Who is the right
who is that?
I'm so glad you're asking this question. In Ontario, schools can suspend students, expel students for the stuff they do online. So in Ontario, you can bring it to a school, I think across the country, bring it to a school so that it's brought up for conversation to see what the school can do to get involved. Bring it to the authorities if it's a form of sexual harassment. Also flag it and report it as inappropriate. All these websites, Facebook, YouTube, they all have a button that says flag is inappropriate, and we need to be doing that.
So Anthony, it's because I've, you know, it actually saddens me and it shocks me because I've seen so many different things like this, but what is at the core? Like, how do you get a 7-year-old girl being vicious? What is she lacking that she would then, you know, say such horrific things to a girl, you know, ostracize girls in her class? What is at the very core then of that? Because I think, you know, those are all sort of systematic and like, or you know, things that people do because of pain in their lives. But how do we go back to that core pain?
Yeah.
A 6-year-old, 5-year-old.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Sometimes I think it is pain, absolutely. But sometimes I think it's something else. See, bullying is very different than just conflict. Bullying involves an imbalance of power. There's someone that has more power than someone else. Maybe it's their age or their strength or their social status. And they're using that power to hurt someone with less power. And so bullying is really oppression on the smallest scale. And sometimes that 6-year-old, that 5-year-old, they like the feeling of power that they can have over someone else. I mean, my kids are awesome, okay? But my 4-year-old sometimes, because he's older than his little sister, I'll watch him take a toy from her and she's crying and trying to reach it, and I see the look of delight on his face knowing, I have more power than you, I'm bigger than you, and so you can't take this away. And I think sometimes that's the root of it, just enjoying this feeling of dominion or ownership over someone else.
Dr. James Dobson, you know, family expert forever, in his Preparing for Adolescence series, when he was asked about the grade 7 and 8 girls and the mean thing, he said, I don't get it. I mean, he's a psychologist, and he hasn't figured it out. But I was talking to my son last night. He's in grade 12 in a high school here with almost 2,000. I wish you were going there, Anthony. He said, you know, the physical bullying is not such a big deal. It's name-calling. It's racial slurs. And I just looked at his own journey. I called his little group of friends. It's not a clique, you know, they're inclusive, but the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I called them. That he was going into a great big high school with not the world's best reputation, but I thought he's got this league of friends. And football. Now those are two places where he belongs, where he has community in his school. And the word that jumped out as I was reading your material, Anthony, was inclusive. It's the kids who are alone, the kids who don't feel they belong, our first felt need, who don't feel safe because they're weird or they're different or they're just not embraced. And we need to teach our kids. I mean, it's part of Dad's blessing every day when the kids go out to school, one in university now, but look out for the lonely. They're not included.
Wow.
Every day, look for that person and reach out to that person. We need to get back to the golden rule and just hammer it into our kids. Do to that other what you would like done to you.
Absolutely.
Get out of yourself and what works for you.
And what you're comfortable with.
That's good.
This is the core message I bring in my assemblies, is that message to bystanders, that you can stand up and make a difference. You can reach out to that child that is being left out. So I really appreciate those words.
Anthony McLean, thank you for being with us. You've taught us a lot, and I know that as you go out to schools, brand new school year, brand new crop of students that you're going to be reaching out to, we pray that you will just be so well received, that your message will really make a difference in the lives of these kids. And you know, as I was thinking and praying about the whole bullying situation and what does the person being bullied, how do they feel? And probably, I imagine, and bullying, we know, doesn't just happen to children. Happens to adults too. You could be in a marriage where you're feeling like you're being bullied 24/7 and you see no way out. You see no safe place to live. I want to encourage you, the phone number at the bottom of the screen has been there for this hour and it will continue to be there. It is available even when we're not on the air 24 hours a day. That's our prayer line. If you have someone that you just need to reach out to someone, you need to find that safe place. You need to talk to someone, come out of hiding and talk about what's happening behind closed doors in your home. Please give us a call. We would love to talk with you, but more importantly, pray with you and help you to stop the cycle of abuse or bullying that you might be living in, and to also find that one that loves you so much that he is there for you always. He is your safe place, and that is Jesus. You know, in the Bible, in the book of Psalm chapter 62, it says, God, the one and only, everything I hope for comes from him. He is solid rock under my feet, breathing room for my soul, a castle where I can hide. My help and glory are in God, granite strength and safe harbor, God. And listen to this last part. So trust him absolutely. God is a safe place to be. So if you're thinking, I need to find safety somewhere, you can have that in your spirit. You can have God as your safe place to be if you'll reach out to him. And of course, reach out to our prayer lines, because we are there for you as well.